The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show. All right. That's a question. Client bidding process specifically, follow up under an unclosed deal. My favorite question. The way we teach, there is no unclosed deals. I literally do not give a bid unless we have some sort of a commitment. So on the first, you guys are residential, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So on the first, there's two parts to every call. There's a 15-minute call where you decide if you're going to do a bid or not. And then there's a 60-minute or, a full where you go on site and bid. So and all this is in module 6. So I'm going to go over it quick. You can go through it slowly. So the 15-minute call, I'm really setting ground rules to see if I want to even go. First, I need some sort of pain, right? Just some sort of, I have a real problem and I'm committed to solve it. Not, I don't know, I just want to get 1,000 bids. I don't know. Like I have no time for that. Doesn't have to be a lot of pain, just a little pain. Like I've got a real problem and I actually want to solve it. So that should take 30 seconds. We're going to set ground rules. Hey, Matt, if it makes sense for me to come out there, I'm going to need a good 20 minutes of uninterrupted time to ask a bunch of questions, really get both of us clear on what the problem is. And then if I think I can help you solve it, I'll tell you what that looks like. And if I don't, I'll see if I can help you some other way. Is that cool? So if they don't give me 20 uninterrupted minutes, I'm out. More for commercial, because you'll get out there and they'll be like, yeah, that building, go do it and give me a bid. I don't put up with any of that crap. So I'm setting that standard, or a cattle call. There's 6 people on a bid and they have some lackey walking. I don't do any of that crap. So that's really important for commercial, mildly important for residential. The key part comes in, hey, for whatever reason, when I get out there, Matt, if I don't think we're a good fit, are you cool if I just tell you, hey man, we're not the best, and maybe I point you in a different direction? You're going to get a yes 100% of the time. And for whatever reason, the flip side, if you're like, this guy's expensive, or I don't like the cut of his jib or his car, you'll just tell me to piss off. Fair? You're going to get a yes to that 100% of the time. Cool. And for whatever reason, if I can't disqualify you and you can't disqualify me, we both like, oh my God, this is a fit. What would you like to see happen next? One of two things, you're going to get 2 answers and that's it. I'd like to get started. Great. Or I've got to talk to my husband. I've got to whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to deal with that now on the phone before I go out there. Right. So if it's a husband, I'm going to do a 3rd-party story. Got it. That makes perfect sense. We've been doing this for quite a while, and we used to come out and talk to wives, and this is exactly what happened. And then we'd do a whole thing, and then we'd have to do the husband, and it's just wasted everybody's time. So we've learned to save you time. We don't do that anymore. So if we can find a time that you and your husband are both there, we're happy to come out and give you the help that you need. So I'm going to nip that in the bud right off the bat. Same on the commercial. If it's the decision maker, it runs it up to Steve. Well, when Steve's there, I'll talk to Steve. I'm just not going to, my job is to help solve your problem. And if it's Steve's problem as well, he's got to be at least as committed to solving that problem as I am. So if he's ready to spend 20 minutes to figure this out, I'm happy to spend my 20 minutes plus the drive time, plus the time to do the bid and try and solve this for you. But if he's not even interested enough to have a conversation with me about the problem, I'm certainly not interested in spending my time trying to solve a problem that he's not willing to articulate to me. Does that make sense for that part?
Yes.
Okay. So do you understand what's happened? There is no think it over. We just said they're going to tell me to piss off or they're going to buy, right? So if you don't like me, you'll tell me, right? Yep, absolutely. And if you do like me and I like you, what would you like to see happen? Well, we'll get started. Great. So before I go out, we've agreed we're going to go forward, or you're going to tell me to piss off, or I'm going to tell you to piss off. There is no think it over. And if they're like, well, we're going to get 17 bids, and okay, call me when you got a real problem. I'm not here to solve a fake problem that may get solved in 6 months. I'm here to actually help you solve a problem today. So if you need help, let's talk. If you don't, call me when you need help.
So you are saying you should quote the price before ever getting feet on the ground, or?
I haven't quoted any price.
Okay.
I haven't said one thing about price. Yeah. And then when you go out, and this is all covered in module 6. When you go out, you know what the first thing you start the conversation is? The exact same ground rules. Hey, I've slept since now and then. I just want to make sure you still have 20 minutes of an hour at the time. Good. Let me turn off my cell phone. Off. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions to get clear on the problem. If I think I can help, I'll tell you. Do I still have permission if I don't think we're a good fit to say, okay, you won't be mad at me? Great. And for whatever reason, if you don't think I'm a good fit, you'll tell me to get the hell out, right? Great. And what was it again? If we both think we're a good fit, what did you want to see happen? Oh, we want to get started. Fantastic. Then you're going to do a 20-minute pain conversation. And then you're going to summarize their pain. So if you've done, and again, Mike Castro gone, but I'm so proud of him. He's like, he didn't go with the superficial pain. Well, the cleaners now say they're going to do stuff and they don't. That's worthless. He went down. How does that affect you? Because I look stupid in front of my boss and I have to call them and now he got real pain, right? So once you get pain, they know what it's costing them. Then you summarize that pain. Hey, so what I hear you saying, I'm going to talk to Lisa because for residential, 90+% of the time, it's the lady. So what I'm hearing you say, Lisa, is when you come home, you work just as hard as your husband. For some reason, he looks at you like you should clean this mess up. You're exhausted. You guys sometimes fight. You're not having the intimate time that you would. You wish there was some time with your kids. And this is all because of the cleaning. Whatever 20 minutes of her pain was, when I sum it up in 30 seconds, she's like, holy crap, this is a problem. So once I sum it up like that, fantastic. All that said, how committed are you going to get this fixed right now? If she doesn't give me a 9 or a 10, I'm all in. I'm not going to give her a price. Why would I? A 6. Well, first of all, Lisa, I'm a little confused. You just told me you and your husband are fighting, for God's sakes, and you're not. So which is it? And she's like, yeah, I don't care for him very much. Oh, sounds like this isn't a problem. Call me when it is. I'm just not going to bid for that. That's rarely going to happen, if it does, because you didn't get pain. They're going to go, oh my God, a 9 or 10. I got to get this fixed. Awesome. We can get you on the schedule Thursday. It's $400 a month, and let's get going. Easy peasy. Like that's it. That's the whole high pressure close. You make sure that they understand their pain. You make sure they're committed to solve it, and you freaking help them solve it. Super easy. And it would be insane for someone to go through that first ground rules and go, yes, I'll tell you. Yes, you can tell me. And then repeat it. Yeah. And if we don't get it, I'm going to go forward. And then when you say, is this the pain? They go, oh my God, that's the pain. I'm 1,000%. How committed are you to get this solved right now? I'm 1,000% committed. Great. It's $400. We can get started. I'm going to think it over. It's insane. Nobody says that. And if they do, go, sorry, I'm wildly confused. I thought you called because you had a problem and we're going to talk about it. Think it over. I'm assuming I'm not a fit. I've offended you. I did a bad job. This is where you throw me out. Fair? Like I'm going to push for, you said you're going to go forward. You're going to tell me to piss off. You're not going forward. I'm assuming this is a piss off. And you'd be shocked how they'll say, no, I want your help, blah, blah, blah. Great. And by the way, it's for them. If this is brain surgery or chemotherapy, yeah, that's something we need to think about and have some thoughts and whatever. This is a $300 or $400 a month cleaning. And if it's a massive problem, it does not serve them to be like, I want to get 3 other cleaners. I want to think about it. They have massive pain. They want it solved. You can solve it. What are we doing? Like, yeah. So yeah, there should never be a think it over is the right answer. I shouldn't say never, but 1 in 20. And for me, it would be 0. Like if they're going to think it over, like forget it, never mind. You know why? I'm really good at leads. So that's the other thing. You have to have a good lead flow. Then you can be like, I'm not putting up with this crap. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to speak over you.
Oh, well, we just had a client that, they reached out to us through my oldest son. He had painted their house. And so we went over there, we looked at it, and he's like, this drives me absolutely nuts, and he walked us through the house. And so we set up a time where we would come and we would clean it. This is before we signed up with you. So, so we said, well, we do.
Is there a question or are we just?
No, I was just going to so we went and did the house a couple days ago, and he told me this morning, he goes, well, I couldn't get my wife on board, so we're not going to be able to go forward with this.
So what's the question?
Well, I was just telling you what we just experienced.
Okay.
With residential.
Which is the reason I don't want to spend a bunch of time on that is I want to make sure we're focused on what we want, not what we don't want. So I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but we could all spend a lot of time rehashing all the negative stuff, but that's going to take us the wrong direction. So like when we very first started, we kind of said, yeah, I want to refocus on what can work. So, I've got lots of stories of bad things that happen, but they won't be of any use to you guys. So I don't start with those. Am I making sense or am I wildly confusing? I'm wildly confusing. Continue.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Go ahead. Okay.
So not trying to shut you down. I'm just saying, I want to make sure there's a value and I'm bringing coaching. There's something I can help you with. If it's just like, this guy did that, it's like, got it. How can I best serve you? I guess is the question I'm really trying to ask.
I guess one way we could frame the story into a question was he did leave it open-ended in the sense that he's like, well, hopefully, in a couple weeks when the house isn't so clean again, she might reconsider. What is a good follow-up with that client if, they've left it open-ended like that at this point?
I wouldn't follow up at all. Again, I'm much more interested in finding that's probably the point I was trying to make. I don't want to who was the person that had that client? They were just in here and I can't remember. And I'm like, don't spend any time with them. Don't focus on them. Just fire them. I think it was Heather Siders. Just because all the time that's the time that you're wasting on that guy or gal could be spent on someone that's a better fit. My job is never, whether it's selling coaching or cleaning or anything I do, is to try and talk someone into something they don't want. It's to help them get what they do want. So if he's like, my wife's this and I don't want that, I'm like, great. I'll find someone that actually has a problem and go solve it for them. So if he calls back, he hasn't disqualified himself as a customer, but I'm not going to follow up like, how about now? If you got like, I just don't have any time for that. So I'm going to spend 100% of my time. That's why I was like, I don't want to spend time on this knucklehead. I want to spend time on getting better clients. That's why I like those LSAs, get some people that actually need some help. So at the beginning, we probably could have, that's not a client I want. He's like, I'm like, I should say it's not a client I want. I'm just not going to chase like a guy. He seems like a marginal client at best. Like the people I want to, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. This like Daniel came in like, holy crap, I can't believe this looks so good. This is amazing. Those are the clients I want, not the guy that's like, my wife didn't like it and can't you do it for $20 cheaper? And can we only do it every 3 weeks? I'm like, nah, forget it. Just go find someone else. I want to find the right client who's really excited. They understand their pain. They know I can solve it. They're really committed. I think what most people do is they find someone that's a squishy lead at best and they try all their time to try and like, come on, please, 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 please. I'd rather you spend more time going, want some help, want some help, want some help, want some help, and do that to 100 people virtually. By the way, you're not going to personally do it. You've got systems and processes out there doing it. Have the real people that are committed raise their hand. I'm going to spend all my time focusing on the people that really want my help and I really can help and they're really great. And none of my time on trying to drag a marginal client to success. I know it sounds like I'm splitting hairs, but it's really important when it comes to culture and how you experience this business to just be working with people that want to be here. Like, God forbid any of you are like, I could take or leave. I'd like to grow my business as long as it's not too hard. Don't ask me to do anything hard or scary. I'm out. What am I supposed to do with that? Like I could try and drag you to your own success, but it's going to be frustrating you're going to hate me for trying to drag you somewhere you don't want to go. And I'm going to be frustrated trying to coach and you guys don't give a crap. You guys are all like, let's go. I want this. I'm passionate. I'm going. So yeah, I would try and upgrade the client and I'm not saying if he called back and wanted it, I'd tell him to pound sand, but I wouldn't spend a nickel worth of time thinking about him or chasing him or worrying about him.
Definitely. And definitely getting the Google local service ads going. It's just more so about reviewing the entire approach so that going forward, as the more leads are coming in, we're attacking things the right way and getting a higher response rate. And, a lot of that just comes with more opportunities at it versus, really striving to go 100% on everybody.
That's exactly right. So I'm going to rephrase what I think you said, and I couldn't agree more, Matt. Instead of spending your time trying to turn the 2 or 3 marginal leads you have into customers, spend the time getting 100 leads that are really good and then just deal with that problem as opposed to that one. And if that's what you're saying, I couldn't agree more. It's almost like a flow. Yeah. Same with Christina. She's like, I've got some employees and they're not really good. And what do you do? I'm like, well, what's your lead flow? She's like, oh, it's referrals, 2 or 3 referrals per month. I'm like, we need 100. So it's always just turn up the leads and then that kind of solves everything.
Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me. But like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share it with a friend. Share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431, 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now, 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.